Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the main stage here at i35. We've Counter-Strike sourced for you, and it's a fantastic match lined up. It's none other than the London Mint versus Reason Gaming. It's the consolation final, a match fit for the final, but waiting in there, well, of course, it's the Birmingham Salvo who will face the winner of this. The loser will take home third place, and also a big fat check for that as well. So, to start off, we're going to get a few words with the managers of the two sides. First of all, Dallo, and then we'll talk to Ben of the London Mint. Dallo, of Reason Gaming, how are you feeling ahead of this one?
Obviously nervous, but the guys have been practicing hard, so yeah, we're confident.
Now, of course, teams have their kits. You can see London Mint all synced up. And talking about the Reason Gaming kit, I couldn't help but notice you guys got a lovely tone of green on the other side. How did you get out of wearing that?
I refused, basically.
Oh, what a shame. I'm sure you were wearing it yesterday or something and just needed a new one today.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Now, ahead of this match, you then get the Birmingham Salvo should you win. Is there sort of a pressure to perform for these guys because they did win Land 79 and so on, and they set a big standard for themselves there? Are you worried about the CGS team's influence and power that they seem to have shown since coming back from the summer?
Obviously, CGS teams are strong. We know that. Salvo are the best team in the world, but we don't feel any pressure. We just feel that we play our own game and see how it goes.
Train, the map you lost to in the i34 final against Salvo. To turn things around now?
Yes, hopefully. Been practicing hard, as I say. Train's, it's good for us. This isn't Salvo, this is Mint. Obviously, it's still a strong team, but yeah, I'm confident getting to the final.
All right, Dallo, thank you very much. Let's grab a word with Ben Woodward of the London Mint. How are you feeling ahead of this one?
I'm feeling really confident, actually. I mean, we obviously had a defeat to TLR, which was a bit of a shock. But we've bulldozed our way through the lower bracket, and we've got absolutely nothing to lose now, at all.
Now, Mint have been in the headlines for perhaps the wrong reasons this week, and URL and potential transfers and so on. How has that affected this final and the preparations for this event?
It hasn't really. I've had my guys practicing till 2 AM pretty much every day this week. Well, last week, whatever it was. No, they're pretty focused right now. They just want to end the year on a high and get to the final and hopefully beat Salvo.
And in terms of the grand scheme of things preparing for next year's CGS, is it now the opportunity to work on your CS Source team to make sure that they're ready for the next year?
Yeah, I've told them to prepare for next year. Obviously, I know if they play strong this year, they've got a good chance of being redrafted, but it's entirely up to them and how they perform. So I'd leave them to it, basically. It's up to them to impress me.
Now we're playing on Train, your thoughts on that?
It's not our best map, but we've got a good chance, nothing to lose, as I say.
URL has a point to prove?
He proved it last game with a few 3-on-1 clutches and so on. So, yeah, if he can do a few of them this time, we'll be all right, hopefully.
All right, Ben, thank you very much. Guys, we've got a great crowd out here. I want you to put your hands together for my co-commentator. Now, the last co-commentator I did source with just a few days ago, well, he got rushed to hospital. I wonder whether that'll happen to this guy. It's Rattlesnake, everybody! Sam, how are you feeling ahead of this one? Not got your headset on?
I'm feeling that this game should be a close encounter, but I don't know, I'm just optimistic that my fellow CGS compadres are going to pull off the win.
Now, being somewhat UK rivals with the London Mint, is there any, desire for you to watch this and say, actually, I want Reason to win, or you have a similar rivalry with Reason, having played them in the last final?
Yeah, I think over the last few events we've got a bigger rivalry with Reason. Obviously, them getting to the final more times, but we've hung around with Mint when we've been off in LA, and they're more friends to us than anything. So the rivalry is probably more with Mint because we obviously have to play with like CGS, which is a massive tournament for us. So it's probably a bigger occasion for me myself.
Now, Sam, I've got to ask you, what happened the other night? A few stories going around about a bit of argy-bargy. Anything you want to clarify for us?
Nothing in particular. It was just someone had a problem with me, and then it got dealt with. So
it got dealt with. That's how he does things. That's how he rolls. Feel mature. Right. London Mint, who should we be looking out for? Who's the star player on the side?
I think for this game you should be looking out for the AWPers. So URL, if he has a really good game, he could step it up and maybe take the win for Mint if he can calm down WT and make sure that he doesn't have any effect on the game. That could really be the deciding factor between them two AWPers. All
right. And on the Reason Gaming side, the same?
Yeah, I'd maybe look out for PHB. He always seems to perform really well when it comes down to the big games. So between PHB and WT, if them two are on fire, I think it's going to be really difficult for Mint to calm the storm.
All right, we are just waiting on, I think, one player to get in the server, who we're missing right now. Who's your money on?
At the moment, I'd probably go with Reason from past games, but I'm hoping that Mint can get the win here. I mean, my bet would probably be on Mint at the moment, but I think anything could happen in this game. I'm just really looking forward to it.
Okay, we're going to ask these guys to ready up, and I'm sure some admin is going to come and poke them along and say, guys, let's start this match, as we have a busy stage schedule here coming for you. i36 has just been announced for all of you looking to buy your tickets for that. You can go on to multiplayer.co.uk and look at that. Also coming up on the stage today, we have ourselves the Crisis final after this. Then we have Call of Duty 4, and then the Counter-Strike Source Grand final after that, in which you will be readily waiting and prepared. Is this something of a scouting mission perhaps for you as well?
Definitely. Coming up to the Combine, we don't know what players Mint are looking to get from us next season, so I've been looking at UK players that I've got future aspirations for that I think could potentially join our team. So anything could happen, so I've got to be prepared for that.
And is that sort of a worry that perhaps other players who are not in the CGS don't have, that actually, you know, Ben over there may come and pinch one of your guys, and Odie may come along and just pinch one of your guys come the next Combine?
Yeah, it's definitely a worry. I've already started thinking about it, so in my head I've got a few players that I'm interested in and potentially could be in our team next year, so anyone's got a chance as long as they start coming to LAN events and proving to me and Odie obviously and all the other CGS managers like Ben himself that they can perform on the big day. So.
All right, we are waiting on this one to ready up. As I poke my head across, do we know whether an admin is going to come along and just tell them to start? So I wave across towards the admin. Now, ahead of this, what were your thoughts on London Mint and the drama they've been in this week? Is that going to change anything for them, or is it just going to motivate them more, perhaps?
I think it could potentially motivate them more to want to prove to everyone else that they don't need that change in the team. And potentially URL, like I said before, he's got something to prove, so this is his game to shine. And if he can do that, maybe that will put some doubt in their mind whether they want to change a player or not. And
in that respect, does it also perhaps make a, you know, with the roster situation and the way that people can be drafted, does it sort of make Mint, URL perhaps a bit resentful that his place was already up for contesting? What is it? To make him look over his shoulder?
If it was myself, I'd be a bit disappointed in the rest of my teammates that I've played with, but obviously they're all good friends and he's taken it well and they're getting along fine now, so it seems to have disappeared and gone away. So I can't really say much else than that. I'm not part of the team, but I wouldn't have been very impressed with it.
Right, we have Doc Long here. I think he's going to hopefully start the game for us in just a moment as I try to flag his attention. Or not, or perhaps. No, he's running away. So we may not get this one started. As we are waiting, perhaps we'll get something in our ears to tell us when we're going to get this game started. As Reason and Mint continue to warm themselves up on the stage. Why don't you give us a new person to CS guide to train? What's it all about? How difficult is it to defend, or how difficult is it to attack, more importantly?
I think the key areas for this map for myself is inside and alley. They're like the main two areas of the map. If you can control them as CT, you're going to control the whole map, because outside's so easy to retake when you're on the CT side that you can basically just focus on them areas and then dominate the map in that way. So on inside for us, normally, or well, the way we used to play a few events ago was just leaving Wes inside on his own. And obviously teams started adapting to that and going inside a lot more against us. So we had to change and adapt our style during one of our games by placing Will, who was normally playing at alley, and we changed him to inside and then put Mark up in alley. And then all the positions changed around. So you constantly got to be adapting your play to how the other team's playing and where they're focusing most of their forces, so to speak.
Okay, we're going to get ourselves the knives, and I'm going to put you for a prediction. Who's going to take this one, and by what score? Roughly.
I think London Mint will take this 16-14, but I definitely think Reason have got a good shout for this one as well.
I'll tell you what, 16-14, I'd be happy with that. You know, it seems recently in Source we get matches that are a bit one-sided. I'd love a good 16-14, maybe throw in a dramatic overtime, someone getting, a big fight breaking out. I don't know, something.
I definitely think a draw could be on the cards on this one. Definitely should be close.
All right, we are ready to go. I said to URL before the stage, I wanted to put on a real big performance on the stage. Light it up, and he said, "Oh, what are you talking about? I did in i28." It's like, wait, that was a few years ago now. I was like, don't you remember? Anyway, we've had our knives. We are going to get our readying up, and we are away. Now, Train is a map that is also relatively defense-sided. Again, talking sort of in a new to CS type of mentality. Why is that? Why is it easier to defend?
You can basically just wait for your opponent, and most of the angles are really small, tight angles where if you've got 5 players all coming out from the same place, it's really compact and difficult for you to get out of that situation. So say once you've got inside a bomb site, it's a lot easier as a terrorist to defend from that point of view, but actually breaking in there is really, really difficult. That's probably one of the hardest parts of training.
Okay, we are waiting on the restarts, and then we will get this one live. As we've had the knife. We're waiting on some readying ups. I'm assuming. As we are not away. That wasn't the pistol round. I'm hoping. No. As we're waiting on someone to ready up and start this game for us. I'm hoping you're going to confirm that for me, that they're not live. We could do with some form of word up here on the stage as to when this is going to start. Anything would be great. As we have ourselves London Mint versus Reason Gaming. We've given you all the pre-match that we've got, and we are ready to start on train. And we have got ourselves, match will not be live on 3 until both team names have been set. And HuzG is going to ready up for Reason Gaming. So at this time, you know, also we're talking about playing on stage. We've seen a lot of, this is a BYOC event, everyone's brought their computers, got themselves as accustomed to it as they can. Now they've got to get themselves up on stage. What changes at that point for you in terms of readying yourself for a big crowd? We've got a great crowd out here today. Is that going to make any differences to either of these two sides?
Definitely make a difference, because a lot of players tend to play a lot better when they're under extreme conditions. And obviously some players fail to perform when it comes down to it, but you just got to hope when you've been playing for that amount of time that you've got the experience and knowledge to just bring your A game even when you're not playing at your particular best. Obviously Mint should have the advantage having played at CGS, but I think Reason, after playing at several finals now, should also have some experience. It should be evenly matched now. There should be no excuses.
And for Mint in CGS, you know, pistol rounds aren't an element of the game. Is that, you know, perhaps something that will make any differences here, or after so long after the season now, they back to pistol round mode?
I don't particularly think it should make a difference. I mean, generally in the past we weren't particularly good on pistol rounds, and we practiced on that and made sure that we were slowly got better at them. But I think Mint have always been known to be quite good on pistol rounds, so they should do well on that. But also Reason themselves are very good. So,
well, we are not quite away on this one, as we're waiting on a slight bug with the war mod, as everyone readied themselves up, and the match is saying it's still not going to start. Your guess is as good as mine as to why. I think the Mint are also trying to solve that one. The admin will, I'm sure, endeavour to solve this problem for us. Slight technical hitch. As we wait to get this one started. Now, do we know the maps for the grand final yet or not?
No, they haven't been decided yet. I think it's going to be like both teams eliminate one map at a time, and then the final 2 maps that are left will be the maps that are decided to be played.
All right. And any map that you would particularly want to face either of these two songs for Birmingham Salvo? Will you take any comers on any map, or where's your Achilles heel?
I would say that we'd like to play Nuke to show that we've improved on it a little bit, because we have practiced it over the last few weeks for an odd few games. But technically I'm probably going to eliminate that still, because I'm not too sure if we definitely win on that map. But the other maps I'm pretty confident on, so I'm not really worried about them.
And for you, I mean, how easy is it, or how much are you out there practicing at the moment? Obviously being the #1, is there at any point in time when you sort of take your foot off the gas?
That has been over the last few weeks. We haven't played as much as we used to, but obviously now that we've got to the top, we've maintained playing a little bit just to make sure that we're still at the top level. But now that our tactics seem to be working at most of the events we go to, we don't really want to change too much, because everything seems to be working at the moment. So we just focus on mainly our aim when we come to tournaments and just use the tactics that we already have. And if we ever get to a tournament and we don't play as well, we'll probably adapt our tactics and advance them again.
And at what point does, at what point will you sort of go back into hardcore mode before the CGS season, or is that not the case? Do you believe that you're in a nice, comfortable position which you can just, rinse, lather, and repeat and get yourself back up to top form?
I think when the CGS Combine comes around again, we're probably going to step it up a gear again to make sure that we're ready before we go to America or the next CGS World Finals. But at the moment, I don't really think we need to play really as much as we were at the beginning when we first changed over to Source. But obviously, if everyone starts gaining up on us and getting all the experience and knowledge of the game a lot more, I think it'll become a lot harder for us.
All right. I don't know if there's an admin out in the crowd who can resolve the bug we have with the war mod or not. But if there is, that'd be great.
I know the Archon, I can just restart again.
Okay, even better. Rattlesnake's going to solve the problem for us. He's going to put the Archon in and do it himself. And there goes the server. You broke it. You broke it, Sam. What have you done?
I don't know.
Oh, dear. Right, we're try that one again. Do you know what the password is?
Yeah, it's i35 Archon 0. Oh, i35 for the win.
There we go. We're going to rejoin ourselves back in here. Tell you what, we've done a great job of filling a lot of dead air here. If anyone's got any topics you'd like to put to Sam, could have one of those sort of Cadred type articles, Ask Rattlesnake, although there was one of those not too long ago.
Yep.
And we're going to see if we can get a quick restart on this one and see if we can solve this one. As we also solve a screen issue for us here. Okay, we're going to go for this one as we resolve our problems. And here we go. And we are ready to go live as we are away here on the multiplayer i35 constellation final between London Mint and Reason Gaming. So i36 signups are away for you as well. You can find those on the multiplayer.co.uk site. Make sure you sign up for those as well. And we are going to start here. We have had our knives and we're going live on the pistol in just a moment. And here we go. Courtesy of Rattlesnake's technical wizardry, we are problem solved, and Rattlesnake renames himself to Warmod and solves us. So we're live on the pistol round. Nope. Live on 3. We're not quite live yet. We'll get there. We're just checking that you guys are already out there in the crowd, because you're a little quiet, making sure you're with us. Here we go. Now we're live. Reason starting on the pistol round, their lineup for you. Of course, PR, PHP, WT, UN, and Snakes. On the Mint side, we've Rich, URL, Husey, Hudsty, and G.
Yep, G. That's right.
As we are away with London Mint starting on the terrorist side. Will dart their way down, following Rich as he leads the assault for them. They have taken the bomb down the ladder with them. No, they haven't. In fact, they've got. They're going to dart past the Zen hallways, go towards that B site. UN opens up the fragging. Say goodnight to Rich. Huds G will dart across the middle of the train yard now. Flashed out there as he finds the wrong end of PR's frag. Snakes gets himself the kill onto Mint and URL, and now G picks himself up that frag, and London Mint find themselves men down here as Reason look to recover that back site. The back of the site with just one man left standing. 3 players for Reason, all looking to clean out the final man for London Mint. This pistol round, absolutely crucial. And London Mint look like they're going to, well, unless G's got something to do, something special up his sleeve, look like they're going to drop this one. As he takes fire on the top of that back train. It goes down, PHP opens up the round. And Reason take the lead, 1-0. Your thoughts on that? Pretty standard there, but with the counter-terrorists picking it up, it stops London Mint's opportunity of getting rounds on the T side, which is crucial.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult now. I mean, they've got to pick up the first gun round after that, really. I mean, if you lose the pistol round on the T side of train, it makes it twice as difficult to get as many. You've got to get as many rounds as possible, really.
Here we go. All important here. How many rounds do London Mint pick up on the T side? That'll decide the second half of this one into what kind of a game we are in. But Snakes in his famous power down 2 players there. Hughesy's one of them. PHP makes his way up, and that leaves just Rich, the last man standing for London Mint. And PHP gets it, and Reason pick up a flawless round there, not dropping a frag. In fact, London Mint have got just the 2 frags in those opening 2 rounds, so they won't be able to buy. They have just, what, a handful of deagles on this one. And money-wise, they are have to worry on the next round. I spent the last 2 CS events that I've casting explaining to trade shows and so on, you know, this is what the money system does and so on. I'm sort of used to saying, oh, well, Mint don't have weapons on this round because.
Yeah.
Here we go. On board with Rich. As London Mint look to feel out their opponents here. UN will dart through. URL pokes his head out towards that outer train yard. Nothing there for him. Now we'll dart into the middle. Coming through, White gets sighted though, and will decide against that and goes back now, quickly returns, looking for whoever it was who rattled off those shots. Will be reunited with him any moment now, as he's turned around the corner, and there he is. URL is picked off, and they lose Hunts G, Husey, and Reason Gaming going through the motions here of another flawless round. They have just Rich left standing. He is between a rock and a very, very hard place as the Reason Gaming side find him and frag him. And Reason are up 3-0. Good start.
It's a very good start for Reason. All they've got to do now is try and win this next round, and they're on a sturdy footing to try and push their way forward in this game.
And obviously, with this being so CT-sided, from this point on, this first bye round becomes absolutely crucial for Mint.
Yeah, if Mint can manage to win this round, I mean, Reason will be maybe put on eco or a semi-bye, then they'd find it really difficult to try and win that round. So Mint would be guaranteed 1 or 2 rounds at least, which is a good start to recovering from the early pistol round.
Snakes opens up the fragging for Reason Gaming. UN comes up with 1 with the Fammers. Reason Gaming find the opening 2 frags, and Mint it down to a 3 versus 5 with Husey leading the assault. Finds that first frag along with URL, but they're both picked off. And Reason pick up the valuable first bye round of London Mint, and that changes the complexion of the game.
Yeah, I think on that round, Mint just went way too fast. They went aggressive on alley, which really the way we tend to do it is a lot slower and just try and pick off the opponents and get them to waste their flashbangs, whereas there they just rushed straight in there and all the flashbangs just destroyed them.
WT's AWP meets Rich head on, and there's PHP with his as Reason line up a double AWP defense, and you can see it rattling off these shots. London Mint in all sorts of trouble here, will go down without finding a frag. 4 of those going to the AWPs, and Reason's double AWP defense looking good.
Yep, it's looking really solid right now.
And Mint will buy on this round. We have a Reason Gaming lead of 5 rounds to 0 right now, and that causes, that'll be causing London Mint a few beads of sweat as they look to steady the ship here before Reason can run away in this one.
I think this is definitely a better setup that they've got going on here, because they're going to work it a little bit more and take their time and try and get a pick from some position here.
Let's see, URL with the AWP, certainly looking to oblige your statement as he eyes the bird's nest on the top. Nothing there. There's a nade coming back his way. That was from, I think, LD, sorry. URL still proving to be a menace at the bottom of the train. It's just caught a glimpse of his eye, someone's head, but he unable to find that frag. Now darts out, looking towards the back of the top site. Nothing there for him at the moment. Running between the trains. There's 1 to his left to help him out. And is exchanging AWP shots with 1 man at the back there. URL does get the frag onto WT, and Reason Gaming have lost their first man. That gives London Mint the opening here. Snakes hits the deck, Mint up by 2, and Reason have to find themselves in a comeback into this top site. But URL and that AWP are finding Reason Gaming players like a magnet, and the bomb goes down, and that's the round to to London Mint without losing a man and getting the bomb down as well.
That was much better. I mean, they took their time, slowly got the picks, walked up towards the end of alley, and then just waited for the other Reason players to peek to see if they were actually coming out. And that's a really hard position to play if you're a counter-terrorist player at the end of alley, because you can't tell whether or not they're walking out and coming towards you or what they're doing. So you've got to face them, and they know that, so they're just waiting for their opposition.
Let's see where Reason Gaming come this time. UN takes a flash. He knows that he's got perhaps one coming his way as he will now nade out. Forces his way around the corner, knows not of what is coming his way. As we'll follow URL again as he pokes his head down the ladder, looking out across, going to try and repeat the success he had in the last round where I think he picked up 3 out of the 5 frags. Darts back. In comes URL now, decides to get himself out of there. It's Snakes that spies the opening frag. Oh, what a shot! And London Mint lose their first man. And Snakes is going to get himself a second frag. Hudgy has just got himself the kill onto UN though. And Snakes suddenly, here's the AWP shot of WT, rattle off into the back. Misses that first shot, then gets himself caught. Rich gets himself that frag onto Snakes, but WT's AWP gets himself 2 more. And London Mint unable to follow up with a second round, and Reason back on the board.
Yeah, on that round, I think they went too early at main and Pop Dog at that point in time. I mean, the alley guys were halfway still down towards the alley, and the main guys and the Pop guys were coming up before they were even ready, so the timing was way off.
There we go. URL unable to pick up the AWP this round as he dives inside. Has 2 for company. It's Reason Gaming. Up 6-1 here against London Mint. Take this one by the numbers, and Reason Gaming unsure as Mint have spread themselves out pretty well here. UN gets himself the first frag onto Rich. Now Husey will have to avenge as he pushes in looking for more, trying to well, perhaps create a bit of a diversion. Oh, that's a fantastic double frag. PHP gets URL though as Hudgy comes in with 1. And now PR has got himself that frag onto G and a second one. Hudgy goes down. It leaves us in a 2-on-1. Husey quickly making his way through. Finds himself the first yes onto PR, and that leaves Snakes versus Husey for the round. Snakes will dart his way through. Husey will make his way in towards the middle. We can't give away too much information as they are literally a meter in front of us and could probably hear us. As Husey will wait, nades across. Snakes goes looking. Not sure at all where Husey is. And that's isolated by the fact he's looking at that other site. Where now you see Husey also has little to no idea where Snakes is, who comes from behind. In somewhat pantomime style, he's behind you. And that's Snakes who will get the round and the defuse for Reason Gaming. Unlucky for London Mint, but important play by Snakes.
Yep, very important play. I mean, the timing from when he came out of Blink, I mean, Husey was caught off guard and he managed to just take him down quite easily in the end.
We're at a 7-on-1 scoreline right now for Reason Gaming. So we reach the halfway point of this first half. It's Mint now forced to save. We'll charge along, run on down towards the bottom. PR opens up with 1. Fantastic frag from URL, drops PRL, and now gets them the opening in towards this bottom site. WT with a grenade frag drops Rich, but URL with a weapon and a bomb is going to put that down. Has reinforcements as well. Here comes Reason. Hudgy drops 1. URL now, oh, picked off by Snakes. And he and WT will mop up this defuse. And that'll be round Reason Gaming, but expensive.
Yep, very expensive. They managed to get the bomb down and get some vital kills in there, so the money should improve for them drastically.
8-1 the scoreline, with London Mint now ready to buy and ready to rock and roll once again.
This is really the time they need to come into their game and start picking up a few rounds, or it's looking pretty bleak.
At what point now, with an 8-1 setup, how happy would you be if you're on the London Mint if you take, say, 3 rounds or out of this? Well, what would be your target?
I think my target would be to get about 5 rounds from this now. So if it finished 10-5, I think Mint would be happy, because if they managed to win them pistol round when they're CT, I think they'd believe that they could actually still pull off the win there.
URL did find that frag on PHP before WT came in and silenced him. And Mint now will run their attack down the outside, and UN claims himself 1, claims himself 2. Mint lose themselves the opening 2 men as Husey will dart on through. He's got Snakes coming up with the frag onto Hudgy. And there's UN getting himself the hat-trick and the round for Reason Gaming. 9-1 the score. Again, forced Mint on the back foot, having to save now, and with 5 rounds left to go. It's looking, well, now perhaps bleak.
Yeah, I mean, this round, I think if they lose this, they won't be able to buy for maybe 1, maybe even 2 rounds. So this could be a crucial round now.
Reason looking good here on train. Remember, this is a very, very CT-sided map.
At the moment, Mint don't seem to be able to control the alley area as well as they should be able to, so they're finding it very difficult to get up to the end of there. So
work to be done by Mint. Husey opens up the fragging onto UN. As Snakes is going to be called into action. Husey gets himself 2 frags there. UN and WT both go down, and he gets himself the 3rd. Excellent play by Husey right when Mint needed it. They have now absolute control of the top of this site. PR is going to have to come across. It's PR and PHP for Reason, who are now having to cover an entire map. PR watches looking for the bomb. Oh, hello. PR takes himself the 1st frag and the 2nd with a frag into the groin there of Rich. And Reason Gaming suddenly turn this one around. G gets the frag on a PR. Now PHP, last man up for Reason, has Husey and G to find. But he does have the AWP to do it, as he will dart through, expecting incoming. Knows little of where his opponents are at the moment. Bomb planted will quickly change PHP's mind. You tempted to save in this position?
I'd be tempted, but I would have thought that Reason's money situation would have been fine, that they'd just go for it. I mean, it's a 2-on-1, he's got a chance of winning it, and they're 9-1 up, so I'd have thought he'd have money and just take a gamble.
PHP doesn't think that way.
I don't know, it depends how much money they've got. I'm not too sure, but I'd have definitely gone for that.
Bomb will blow, and Reason Gaming will drop the 2nd round here for them to the London Mint, and it forces it. What was perhaps a gamble financially, the buy on that round, having lost the previous one, seems to have paid off.
Yeah, it seems to have paid off. I mean, exactly like I said, though, if they'd have lost that round, they'd been in real trouble, but now the situations have changed. I think even now, yeah, they should be able to buy for a few more rounds after this, even if they lose London Mint. So it's looking a lot better than it was.
G opens up with a nade toward the middle. PHP looking towards that entry in towards that A site, but not yet. As Mint have themselves 2 players around the outside. PR goes through, URL down. PR with 2. Hudsg comes in with a frag there as Reason Gaming extend themselves. Hudsg gets himself 2 frags. Husey's in on the action as well with 1. Reason Gaming quickly lose 3 men. It leaves them a man down against Mint's 3. As here we go. Mint push themselves 3. Well, we'll give that away just yet. As Hudsg will dart through. WT is about to be called into action here. As he looks back, Snakes gets himself the frag onto Rich. There comes the flash in towards the back of that site, and on the other side of it is Husey with a weapon frag. He gets himself WT. Snakes has to save the round for Reason once again. Starts well, but can't finish off the job, and Mint pick up their 3rd round, and they are going to work on Reason now.
Yeah, definitely. That last shot from Hudsg there was a brilliant shot. I thought he was in real trouble when it came down to a 1-on-1, and that was a 50-50 gamble there. But he managed to hit the shot, and that was round over.
Mint have got 3. How many more can they get? They must be forcing a tight financial situation, having won those 2 off Reason, and I think Reason are on a save here. Yes, they are. Deagle save for Reason, who are looking to find Mint now.
I'm actually surprised that they're on an eco there. I mean, they're winning 9-3. It just seems bizarre that they can't afford guns when they're that far up ahead in the game.
Perhaps the double AWP defense made it touch too expensive.
Maybe.
But they've got a couple frags here. There is PR saying hello to URL, turns around. PHP gets himself 1 URL down, but PHP is the last man standing and has been flushed out by Rich's nades, and London Mint have themselves the 4th, and that 5 target you set them seems quite achievable now.
Yeah, definitely. If they can manage to get the next 2 rounds, they're looking pretty good for the CT half, but obviously Reason need to come back now. If they pick up the next 2 rounds, it'll be the complete opposite. So it's coming down right to the end of it now.
At 16-14, perhaps?
Well, perhaps. It looks like it's on the cards at the moment, but we'll have to see how these next few rounds go on.
Here we go. Reason need to stop the rot. London Mint know that the momentum and the wind is in their sails here. Counter-Strike so much a game of momentum. Here come London Mint. URL leading the assault through the smoke. Has been flashed out, has been dropped. PR takes that frag. Now London Mint have all sorts of flashes going off in that bottom site, but they do get the bomb planted. Rich gets the frag onto PR, and they have a lot of men taking a lot of damage in that site, but they have control of it with 3 men locking it down. PHP gets himself involved as he flies from the rooftops of the train yards, gets himself the frag. Snakes goes down. Hughesy's the one who's going to come in and save the day for Mint. As he's given his position away, UNs goes looking for him, finds the frag onto G, one-on-one. Hughes wins the round for Mint. No, PHP still standing. Hughesy's going to have to come across and stop PHP. He's making it. No, bomb defused for Reason, and he finishes off with the frag. Hughesy couldn't finish it. And he started well, though. He picked up those 2 frags recovering from Mint, and for Reason, they pick up their 10th. They're into double figures, and now force a difficult position here in the last round for Mint.
Yeah, it looks like they're on a semi-buy, so they haven't got full weapons that they'd hoped for, but they could still win this round. I mean, Reason should technically take this round now, though.
Last round of the half. 11-4 or 10-5. PR finds himself that frag onto URL.
It looks like he actually pushed inside there.
Doesn't make sense to you?
Oh, it does to me. I mean, they've been going alley quite heavily most of the game, so he's obviously thought, oh, I'll try and push inside and get one in the back, and he's done that quite well.
WT finds himself an AWP frag. Reason Gaming find themselves in the middle of a crossfire. Fantastic frag from Huds G there, but that's not enough. As Reason Gaming up 11-4 at half-time. London Mint get themselves those 4 rounds, though they are safe from the pistol round at worst. And, you know, they look good at the end of that half. They look like they had ideas.
Yep, they definitely started coming into their own at the end. It was a shame that they didn't really start off like that. I mean, they could have got a few more rounds, but now that the scoreline's like that, I think they have to get the pistol round or it's game over.
Well, we have the readies called. I think you need to restart them for them. Rattlesnake, aka War Mod. As we get ready to restart and go live with London Mint versus Reason Gaming in the second half here of the i35 Consolation Final. Remember, you can sign up for i36 at www.multiplay.co.uk, and we are away with Reason and Mint, 11-4. Birmingham Salvo waiting in the final as, well, as normal. And here we go, we have a broken record to say it again, but a must-win round for Mint here. If Reason were to win this and convert the pistol round to 3, they would be 2 rounds away from victory.
I mean, this pistol looks familiar to me because it's the one that I made, but, you know.
Nades coming across. Reason Gaming look to flush in towards the back of that site. Good nade from UN. Finds himself the frag there onto Huds G. And here comes PR, pushing in down towards the back, chasing out URL and taking that frag, and control of the A site has gone to Reason Gaming. PR gets the next frag. London Mint find themselves down to just 2. And suddenly Hughesy's going to have to come up big for them once again. And he finds himself right in the middle of no man's land and have to reload at the wrong moment. And Reason pick it up, 5 frags to 0. And the round, they sit on 12 rounds to 4.
Yeah, I mean, Reason are taken away with this, so I think they should definitely win the game now. They just got to watch out for the eco round. It's always a dangerous time. If Mint were able to pick up a few kills here or even steal the round from Reason, they got a chance, but it's not looking very good at the moment.
Nade goes off in the general vicinity of Hughesy there, takes some damage. But Reason are right now everywhere, but Mint aren't. As they push in. PHP gets himself the frag onto Hughesy. Reason quickly edge their way in towards that bottom site. PHP helps himself to the frag on Rich. Now it's almost like target practice as Mint dart their heads out from in the trains and from the Lincoln. It's like whack-a-mole for Reason. They just pick them off one by one. Oh, URL. The Mole fights back, but URL and Huds G both down and out. And it leaves just G to save it for Mint. They look to get an exit frag. Bomb planted with 4 men covering. Should give this round to Reason Gaming. That'll set them up really to look to close out this pistol. And here comes Mint's action right now as G will go down to PR, and Reason Gaming get that round at minimal expense and a bomb plant. It's looking good.
Yep. I'm not sure if Mint bought armor then with their Deagles or not, but if they did, they're in real trouble now.
Time to find out.
I mean, it looks like they're going for a full save here, so maybe they did, and then they're going to go for guns on the next round to try and calm the storm.
This was not the start in the second half London needed. And Reason Gaming find themselves waiting, and this is all 5 players ready to go. Flash down the bottom of the ladder, push forward with UN and the bomb carriers. They make their way through. UN starts taking some fire. URL opens up the fragging for London Mint.
He made a push up behind him then and managed to get one in the back, so that was a good move.
PHP finds that frag onto URL, stops Mint in their tracks, but Reason Gaming look to make their way over towards that A site. As it is UN who leads that assault, finds himself the frag. PR gets himself the kill onto Rich. PHP opens up with 2, and that's the round to Reason Gaming. And they are in, well, flamboyant form now. Mint will buy here, and they know that Reason Gaming sit on 14 rounds to 4. They need just 2 to claim victory here, and not looking so hot.
No, this round is obviously a key round, but
if Mint lose this, effectively they get a match point with a save.
It's over. So.
URL not having a nervous twitch. He's bombing up and down, looking to catch a glimpse. As Reason Gaming know that victory here could really set them up. URL opens up the fragging. Snakes comes back with one onto Rich, but Reason Gaming make their way in towards that bottom site with PHP. Ewan's got himself the frag onto URL, and Reason Gaming are a man to the good. Make that 2. Husey down and out. Snake's going to put the bomb in now, as Huds G's going to have to recover for them. Pushes along, down, and that leaves, I think, just G. Yes, 1 on 4 to save the round, and perhaps save the match for London Mint. Gets that frag onto PR. Knows that he has to go for this. Bomb ticks away. As he flies around that corner. With the bomb ticking, Mint knows that perhaps he's not going to get that one, and G will escape and save his weapon, but at match point, he'll have a weapon, but his teammates won't.
I think he's just got to hope that somebody's got some miraculous cash about, or they're in real trouble.
I think London Mint's finances have gone the way of Iceland. As,
well, they seem to be able to get a few guns in there. I mean, Huds has got a FAMAS. I think that's about it, though.
But we are on match point to Reason Gaming. They are 15 rounds to 4 up. 16 is the magic number here, of course. Now the nades come flying across the front. And the flash is in. Coming out of that flash, UN gets himself 1. PHP gets 2. Reason 2 frags away from Glory. PHP's got himself the kill onto G. And that leaves just 2 left up. One of them is Rich. As he will have to get himself involved here, as he's on the wrong side of the action at the moment. UN gets the frag onto URL, and London Mint are 1 frag away from defeat as the bomb goes down, and Rich makes his way in. And if there ever was a time for a hero, it's right now. Starts on strong, but can't finish it off as Reason Gaming take the round and the win. A fantastic performance from the Eastern Europeans. They really were on fire from the word go.
Yep, they really came into their own in that game, and they showed what a great team they are. I mean, they demolished them in the end. I thought it would be a close game with that score. I mean, when it was looking like it could be a 9-6 to Mint, I thought they had a chance, but then they stepped it up and they took the game away.
And for Reason, the form that they showed there, are you perhaps a little bit more worried than you would have been beforehand?
Not really. I thought they were a good team to start with, so I always thought they could beat Mint, and obviously they've shown again that they've beaten for the second tournament in a row, so they performed really well, and that's everything that I expected from them, really.